And today on Showbiz India, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome the lovely Ruksana Carroll. Welcome to Showbiz India. You're looking gorgeous as always.
Oh, thank you, Reshma ji. You as well. I just adore you. I adore everything about you and everything that you do all the time.
You are way, way too kind. You were on Netflix season 3 for The Circle and you were voted quite a few prizes. Tell me, how did that come about?
Always, my dream was always to be on TV. I just always felt like, especially being South Indian, especially being a little person, I was just always, my parents was always the type like, go dance. If there was a party, I was like the first one out on the dance floor and sometimes the only one on the dance floor. But I was just always into Bollywood and music and TV. And I still to the day, even though I'm a married woman, Shah Rukh Khan will always, if I get the call, there might have to be some changes, So it was, it was always that kind of, I had that in me. Like I just have to, representation, and I just have to be there, and I just have to show people like, hey, I'm different, but I'm really not. And that's always what it's been for me. So I went through the regular Indian ways. You have to go to school, you have to graduate, you have to go to graduate college, you have to have a career, you can pursue anything you want, but you always have to have a backup plan. So it actually started in 2012 when me and my husband, I married my best friend from high school, who happens to be African-American. So we're like a Blendian family. So we're like so different, right? So he's like 6'2", African-American, and I'm 4'4", South Indian. It was actually like a week before our honeymoon, and the Newlywed Game on the Game Show Network was asking for couples who would want to be on the show. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just put me and my husband in there because we've been best friends since I was 15 years old. We will be perfect for this show. I was going through the application and it was so long. And I'm like, I don't have time. I'm about to go on my honeymoon. So I basically just sent them our pictures, like a whole bunch of our pictures. And I'm like, we're a unique couple. You just have to pick us. Long story short, we're on our honeymoon and they literally called us and was like, you have to come down here to New York City. We want you to come down for this show. Here we are in our honeymoon, and my husband's like, are you serious? Like, we're gonna leave to go? I said, absolutely, we are leaving right now. So we go, we win the game, which was, I wasn't surprised. I was nervous, but I wasn't surprised because everything he thought of, like, we were just so in sync. And then it was like, we were like, game shows. Once we won that and that experience, we're like, wow, game shows are fun. And then we ended up on Family Feud with my in-laws. The next thing you know, I get a message from a producer asking me if I would want to be on the show, The Circle on Netflix. And I honestly thought it was a scam. And the producer said to me, research it, see if this is something you want to do. I think it would be perfect. And I watched the show. I was literally watching. And what caught my eye was there was an Indian guy on there, Shubham from California. And I said, wow. And I did it. I jumped on the plane for the first time by myself. I went to the UK by myself. I had never traveled. I had never left the country by myself, never got on a plane by myself. Representation is key. And if I could just give a little bit of me where people could see, hey, she's little. Hey, she's South Indian. Hey, she's married to an African-American. Hey, she's a mom, but she's just like us.
Hi, my name is Ruksana. I am 35 years old from Union, New Jersey. I am 4'4", and I have a condition called achondroplasia, which is a form of dwarfism. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I'm short. Hey, I bet you can't hop up on a speaker in a club and dance. I can, so I'm blessed. I'm so happy to be Indian, and I'm so proud to be American too.
I love the fact that you are such a beautiful little person and you don't let that get in your way and you refuse to let that bring you down. I'm sure there were hard times though. How did you overcome those?
Reshma ji, the crazy thing is, if it wasn't my parents and my support system, I definitely would not be who I am today. My parent, it starts there, right? You have to have the support. And if your parents make you feel some type of way, then you're like, if your mom tells you or your dad tells you, hey, you don't look nice in that outfit, you're like, oh, it must not really look nice. Because why would your parents lie? So always it was just like, Ruksana, don't let anybody tell you you can't. You know, my mom, very reserved, very caring, very soft woman. And my dad was, you know, we're going for war. So it was the perfect balance. My mom's like, don't give these people your time. Don't let them into your energy. They're not worth it. And then my dad is like, hey, if it's a problem, we're in America. It's nobody's gonna bother you. And then, you know, marrying my best friend, he knew me, right? He knew everything about me. So it's like, I didn't have to explain myself and keep trying to prove what I can do. Or I always feel like, and that's not just because I'm small. I feel like with all of us in general, if something is different or we know something is a little different, we just are constantly trying to show like, hey, we're good, you know?
Tell us who you brought with us, Wayne.
Well, I brought my lovely wife, Ruksana, my brother, Rodney.
Hold up.
I know.
That's
Bring
what
it
we
on,
got.
Uncle.
That's why I got lost at right there. You the wife.
I'm the wife and a baby mama.
That's right. Handpicked. Bow.
I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Hand-picked.
Handpicked. All the qualities I was looking for.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, I believe.
He's my best friend since high school.
Yeah, we were best friends first.
Oh, okay. I got it now.
I had to get a big man so I can get he can get me everything I can't reach. And now my daughter's almost going to be bigger than me. She'll get it for me too. It works out. You know what I mean? It works out.
A lot of times because we're different, you know, different color, different race, different size, we get bullied. What would you say to those watching, young people, how to handle that?
It all starts with, you really shouldn't need to get someone's feedback to be happy. You really need to stop. You can't seek validation, because when you're doing that, that's when it's going to become the most hurtful, because you're taking what they're saying as what's defining you. So it took me a long time. It took me the time to say, hey, my size, okay, but I could do nice stuff with my hair. I could always make sure my makeup is good. I could always make sure I'm dressed the way I want to be dressed, and that makes me happy, right? So it's, once I accepted myself, then what did it matter what anybody else says? Like, I know I'm small. Okay.
Very, very well said. And on that lighter note, you are quite a force to reckon with, my dear.
Oh.
You're a mother, you're a working woman, full time, and yet you have time for these passions of yours, being on TV, and you've been on many, many shows, not just Family Feud, others. What's your ambition?
I don't see anyone that's like me. And maybe there are. I don't know. I don't see anyone that's living this crazy life. I think I touch everything that's, you know, anyone can relate to me. And I think my story, any way I can, you know, people, every time people meet me, they're always like, you should write a book. And I'm like, maybe not now, but maybe I should share my story through TV, you know, a documentary. Or, you know, my mother always tells me, like, you know what, Ruksana, you could be the heroine in a Bollywood movie. Why not? You could be in a, and I'm like, hey, put me in a song sequence with Shah Rukh Khan. I'll do the whole routine, whatever. You know, I'm different, but I'm okay. What we can't control, we just can't be mad. And I can't be a model on Paris runway because I'm not 6 feet or 5'11". But it's okay. My daughter will do it, and I will be in the stand, in the sitting there screaming and crying.
So you're open to anything.
Being in Bollywood, being the billboard of Reshma Beauty, being in Times Square billboard. Why not? Like, anything is possible. I know what it feels like when people make you feel like crap. So I don't like putting that energy out there, right? Why be uncomfortable? Why be tight and in this little box? Let's eat some good food, have a cocktail, be with our people and friends and family, and have a good time. Just dance it out.
I follow you on social media. So many people follow you, and you're always dancing. You're having a great time with your husband, your daughter, it's your in-laws. Your energy is infectious.
Oh,
truly.
thank you. Thank you. I just want to say, Reshma G, first of all, you are an icon. I don't even have to say, but paving the way, right? And showing not only just Indian women, just showing women You don't need anybody. If you work hard and do what you have to do, nothing in life is guaranteed, right? But we're able to stand on our 2 feet. And if we can help and inspire people in any way we can, you've done that. And that is, I'm taking a page out of that book because that's what life is. Make an impact. Find what God is giving you, the gift that God has given you, and pass it on and change the world in any way you can.
You're so, so kind. Thank you so much for those kind words. And I wish you continued success and growth professionally and spiritually.
I love your audience. I love what you're about. This is the best platform for anybody to share their stories and help people in any way to connect. I am here. You can find me on Instagram, Ruksana Carroll. Find me, reach out to me. I don't care how many followers I have. I make time to reach out to every message I get and help in any way I can. So I always say, make an impact and continue being great.
And make sure if you like this video that you do subscribe to us. And we love to hear from you. So tell us your opinion right here. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notifications whenever we post something new.